Okay, quick update. I lost all my US Open data. So unfortunately, you're not going to see any of that round, but I'm in a tie for seventh there. You can disregard some of those other rounds. Those are just local rounds on the real golf course. And then Muirfield, I tied for eighth. Tied for 17th at Colonial Country Club, which is fantastic. Quail Hollow, top 10. Dunes top 10, TPC at Craig Ranch top. See, these are all the PGA Tour events. I'm on a pretty good run. My last real struggle here is at Harbor Town. Oh, I played terrible there. I was hitting the ball so poorly. Same with Augusta. But I was playing a little bit better earlier in the year, and you could see a number of top 10s. All right, I'm going to walk you through my round at TPC River Highlands. After playing the US Open last week, man, this course is so much easier. I'm not going to lie. And it's just going to be a little bit more fun. And when you look at it, I was looking at the data going into for all these guys, and they're playing there this week. There's really nothing super difficult. In fact, there's only 2 holes that were playing, maybe 3 holes playing over par on average. So that gives you an idea that this is a gettable course. And you can see right here, oh, almost made birdie right out of the gates, but still not good enough to get there. It's interesting because what I've noticed when I played this golf course, there's generous fairways. That's big. Obviously, when you're on the sim, the rough isn't that big of a deal. Here's a great hole, but I like how they've strategically placed trees. It's really cool. Like here, super tight for me to hit a driver. I just teed it super low, hoping I could squeeze it into the neck and leave myself a really short shot. But so far, I haven't hit a fairway. But again, like there's not much elevation changes. It's not super penal getting to the green, all that sort of things. Man, when I was watching the US Open, I was like, holy cow, this is so incredible how tough this golf course is. And I was sitting there thinking about, they were talking about strokes gained and things that you can do. And hitting driver almost exclusively makes sense on every single hole. TPC River Highlands, this makes sense. I can see whatever you can do to hit the driver, give yourself the shortest shot in and make it work. But I bet you, I can't wait to see that shot link data. Although I have a hard time finding it sometimes, but the shot link data for Oakmont, I would venture to guess that your best bet was always one, find the fairway would convert to way more pars. Number two is if you hit it into the rough, just pitch out to the shortest, to the best number that makes the most sense that you can attain the fairway and then hit it onto the green. All right, another birdie. Kind of off to a good start. I've been trying to hit top tens. The US Open, I didn't see how I finished. I accidentally erased all the data from my US Open round, all the video and everything, and now it's too late to go back and play it. So I'm super bummed, but I'm pretty sure I finished 6th in that one. And if so, I'm going to film at least an update of where I am in progression. I'm just missing fairways so far, just barely. But I'm hitting the ball so well. This morning, me and my boys went out and we were trying to, I really just wanted to practice. I had some swing thoughts and some swing moves. I've been trying to get more comfortable for when I'm on the golf course. I hit the ball so terrible at the range this morning. It was embarrassing. And then I come out here or come on here, and for some reason, when it's game time or it's course time, I feel like that all goes away and I can just swing at targets and I'm not thinking about mechanics. It's really tough thinking about mechanics. I'm not going to lie. Um, One of the things I loved watching in the US Open was Adam Scott. And I was sitting there thinking, because the reason I love Adam Scott so much is we're basically the same age. We're just a few months apart. And I love watching his golf swing. And when I was playing this round, that was one of the thoughts on my mind is how can I replicate his golf swing? Now, I don't have near the power that he has, but there's no reason I shouldn't. I'm the same age. I'm incredibly, I've done everything I can to stay fit. And I'm not getting the speed that he's producing of 188 miles per hour ball speed, like stock swings. And even when I watch him on TGL, I'm like, oh, he was maybe 179, 180. I mean, just like stock swings. And his width, that was the one thing that impressed me so much, is the ability for him to create such a long, large arc around his body. I'm like, I'm just not that. And when I started bodybuilding, trying to recover from my injuries, I, I did lose, even though I feel like I've practiced really good range of motion. I got up to about right now I'm about 184. This is about as lean as I get. And it's only because I'm walking 18 holes, but I got up to like 212 when I was really trying to pack on the muscle. Holy cow, I was so strong, I can't even tell you. But then I had to lean out after that because it was really severely impacting my golf game. I haven't quite found that sweet spot where aesthetically I feel like I'm in a good spot. There's something about being 200 pounds that feels awesome, but at the same time isn't awesome. In fact, it's not good at all, at least for my golf swing. And then I look at another guy that I really love watching is Brooks Koepka. I feel like I'm not his size, but I think he's in the 215 range. Maybe he's a pretty big dude. He's taller than me too, but man, I love his golf swing. It's just so powerful. And one of the things that's been missing in my golf swing is you can see it. One thing you can see is uh, it's like Sam Burns was doing this during the U.S. Open. Is he's making sure his club is outside his hands at takeaway, and I've been working on that for like a month, making sure that I'm in that position. And honestly, it's helped me so much. But the downside is with my wrist injuries in the past, I've really, really struggled with I've really struggled with hitting the ground. And when I was watching Adam yesterday, I was like, you know what? Why am I watching all these golf swings? If I were just to copy one person, it would be Adam. Can I get my width? And then can I keep my width through the follow through? So I focused on that one thing, is following through to my target really in an exaggerated way um, during this golf round. And so far it's been paying off. I've hit a lot of good shots in this round, and with a little bit more speed than usual. I'm not going to lie. This one I have to hit a 4-iron, but even then, like a 4-iron, I'm going to end up at, what was that, 212 carry, finishes at 224. That's pretty solid for me at sea level. That's really, really solid. That translates to about 250 here where I live. So that's really, really good. And hopefully another birdie here. Yeah, I'm hitting it really solid, thinking about that really exaggerated width type follow through. I really loved watching Adam do that. Now, I wish he wouldn't have struggled so much on the final day. And when I was watching his round, it wasn't like a lot of dumb mistakes or anything. It's just the golf course. You hit a bad shot, it comes up and just destroys you. Whereas you play a golf course like this one, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Like right here, normally I'm trying to play like a 20-yard cut, and it's just not cutting it. But I mean, again, 300 yards in the rough, that's far for me, really, really far. And I'm averaging in this round almost every single driver I've hit. Ball speed has been over 166. For me, that's really good on an average. Every once in a while, it climbs over that, and it's stock. So I'm curious as if I go through and start doing some speed drills like some of these tour pros do. If I do it a little bit more often, or at least a few times a week, if I might gain a little bit more speed. Now, when I'm lifting, just to give you an idea, like my lifting has been mimicking speed movements and trying to get super explosive. Oh, great. Another birdie. Um, Super explosive during my rounds and during my workouts. So I'm trying to keep all my reps kind of under 5 reps at the moment. And I'm either doing strength type exercises or speed. So some kind of power, hoping it will translate to, faster swing speed. but there's nothing that will duplicate just swinging hard and swinging fast and not caring where it goes. The downside is it takes so much energy and so much like I'm tired after I do it, and it's like it takes me a little bit. Just I already take somewhere around 60 swings to get really loose, and then by the time I get to 60 swings, there I'm a little bit tired or a little bit fatigued, and then I have to go try to do something super explosive. I actually really struggle with that. So I've got to figure out maybe if I start that way, maybe I'll get better results. I'm just not sure. So I'm going to experiment a little bit with that over this time and preparing for the club championship. I've got a couple months, so just give you an idea, I got until August to get my game in shape. Just this last Saturday, I played with a few of my friends that, in fact, the club champion, I played with him and I kicked his butt, thank goodness. But again, going back to, I've talked about in other videos, I tracked the Tiger 5. I haven't been really just tracking my score at all. I do it at the end so I can post a score. So I go through hole by hole. But what I do is I track my points during the round, and I'm tracking Tiger points. And the way I get these Tiger points is, again, just recapping, I have 3 putts. If I have 3 putts, then that's a point. If I bogey a par 5, that's a point. If I double chip, that's a point. If I trying to think of my other stats that I track, it'll come to me here in a sec. But as I'm going through and getting those points and tracking those points, I have yet to have a round that's under 4 points. And to give you an idea, Tiger would go a whole 72 holes and only have 2 of those points, which is crazy to think. It's incredible. Oh, the other one is bogeys under 150, and it's just they're so painful when they take place. And I had enough of them. Having said that, I had 6 birdies, which is fantastic. I'm hitting the ball like better than I have really in a while. I'm almost hitting it as well as I did when I was young. But I still shot 72. It was not a round that should have been 72 because I putted well too. I had 0 3-putts. I had no points from 3-putts. I had a bogey from. I had 2 double. Oh, that's the other stat is doubles. How many doubles you have? I had 2 doubles. That kills you. And one was totally strategic. A number 9 at my course. It's about a 270 to carry, and then it starts to really narrow. I decided to tee it low, and the conditions just kind of made the ball fly quite a bit. It was really warm, and these are, mental errors. It was a 5-wood all day long and hit it onto the green. I thought I was on a perfect line. I never found the golf ball, and then actually, it wasn't a double. I made bogey, a birdie for bogey, but ultimately it cost me a lot in the process. So I'm learning a lot, as I talked about in other videos, is like details matter so much where I just didn't care about details at all. And as I'm playing around here, this is actually one of the tougher holes right here. I just played, it played over par last, for the PGA Tour pros last year. And I'm guessing it's because of the water. And I imagine it plays a little bit longer than it does, for us. So how many balls went into the water? Where is that safe spot on the green? This is where carry averages matter so much. I have never paid more attention to carry yards than I have of late. If we're paying attention to carry yards, my average is really going to work out. And I don't even throw out. I don't do a median, so I don't toss out like the crappy shots and the really like nuke shots. In the end, if I hit a shot that normally carries on average 142 and I nuke it to 149, I'm just going to live with that. It doesn't happen enough that I have to really worry myself with it. So I saw that the guy, one of the best players on the Garmin tour here, he eagled this. I'm like, did he drive this green? That's insane. I can't carry it 300 at sea level. I just don't generate that kind of speed. But it makes me want to like start pushing the envelope here. All right, 18. I'm really curious. sorry, I've been filling time with some of the things that have been going on in my golf game, and I'll continue to do that and the things that I've learned. Oh, geez. Of course, the worst drive I've hit all day. But it's not going to hurt me here. Thank goodness. I'm going to have a short wedge. This is why driver makes sense almost all the time, and especially on a sim, is get close, wedge it out. You're going to make par somehow, and par is a good score. And hopefully, even better, a birdie. Okay, I didn't get through with a birdie. All right, let's see how I finish. And I'll be curious because I'm at 6 under. My gut says on Monday, there's probably not that many rounds. I'm leading right now. I can almost guarantee it. Oh, it's showing me an error here. I'm guessing that is first place. That's my guess. So I'm going to pull that scorecard. Yeah, so right now I'm sitting at 6 under. The next closest one is 2 under. Oh, the guy, number one dad, that guy's always playing awesome. And he was only at 1 under, but I saw that he eagled that 17. It makes me go, how he must have drove that, which is crazy. I just don't have that in the tank. Anyway, I appreciate you following, and I hope you'll subscribe for more, and I'll update you to see if I actually finish within the if I finish in the top 10. Till later.